welcome. I just really wanted to give you a little bit more of an update, kind of, to review some of the HL component and just a couple little helpful hints and reminders while you prepare. So if you remember, the HL presentation consists of a 10-minute oral presentation. You have to do 2 of them, it's 10 points per video, and it's a total of 20 points overall. What you need to remember is whenever you prepare for the actual case study video that you're going to do, there's a number of things you want to ask and question yourself. I really like this image right here that the DP put out. I think it really it's complex enough, but it also kind of clarifies how you should do this. It really kind of focuses your idea. Anyways, while preparing for your video, you need to consider how are you going to set the stage. So how are you going to introduce this concept, this idea, this topic? Remember that you're focused on a political issue of significance, but you're also using a case study to frame a global political challenge. That's kind of like the whole entirety of what this presentation is going to be. So how are you going to introduce that? How are you going to introduce your concepts and your ideas to your audience? Remember, there could be some individuals who are viewing your presentation who don't have the specific knowledge of a case study. They might not know nations or groups that exist. There might be a non-state actor group that is very specific to that region that if you don't have specific knowledge or haven't done research, the individual might not know who they are. So you need to set the stage. You need to present the information in a logical fashion, but be ever present and knowledgeable about that 10-minute presentation limit. That's a maximum, right? If you go over 10 minutes, that is not going to be viewed. So you need to keep that within your framework, your mind, whenever you're developing this. The other key element, the other key question that you really need to focus on is which points and perspectives do you really want to communicate? This comes down to kind of those analytical arguments that you're going to use to frame the whole entire argument itself. So which theory, which key concepts, which prescribed content points really effectively work to break down this case study and this global political challenge to allow your audience to fully understand that political issue in depth. There are going to be some that work really well with your topic and some that don't work as effectively, so you really need to be critical about which theories and ideas you want to use. Take a look at the different units of study and kind of work down from there. Identify the area of prescribed content that really zeroes in on that specific political issue you're discussing, and then start generating analytical arguments and content points that you can utilize to explore that political issue further. And then finally, how will you conclude? Remember, you're coming to some form of a conclusion in a way about what this political issue is and why it might have global significance. So a conclusion within the 10-minute presentation doesn't need to be too long and too drawn out. You can just clarify the concluding statement or argument that you have come to based off of your potentially weeks and months worth of research for this. What is your final conclusion based off of this information that you found? If it's a research question, can you reflect on the finality of that research question? Can you clarify it for your audience so you can come to at least some form of conclusion? Even if it is not a conclusive argument, can you at least finalize the investigation? So how are you going to conclude this? Once again, remember it is a 10-minute presentation maximum. Now, the other thing I really want you to understand, and I think this is really something that's overlooked, is one of the specific mark bands for this project focuses primarily on demonstrating that this issue has global significance. How can you effectively do that? I've had students all throughout my number of years teaching this course identifying multiple case studies to demonstrate almost a quote-unquote global significance of this issue. That's okay, however, that kind of only investigates and demonstrates an international level to the problem. My suggestion would be to consider this whole entire image right here as almost like the levels of analysis. Your political issue could be a local, community-based problem. It can even be a kind of a national problem. And you can really focus in on that, and the case study could really kind of exemplify that. But as you move up, you can go through, with your case study, you can go through the various levels of analysis to expand that topic until you reach the global level. And then that could effectively link and tie this case study and political issue to, let's say, the national level, the regional level, the international level, and then potentially what we really want to get to is an understanding of that global significance of that specific problem. That's why you're tasked with investigating one of those 6 global political challenges. That's a really great way for you to link it to the actual political issue itself. So hopefully this clarified a little bit for you some of the complexities of this project. It is incredibly worthwhile. It gives you that great opportunity to expand and explore an area of politics that you might not have been able to previously. If you have questions, please seek out one of your teachers, and hopefully they will be able to clarify some of this project a little further. So yeah, there you go. HL, what a wonderful project. Enjoy.